What's up, YouTube? How's my YouTube family doing out there? This is M.V.K coming to you again. How's everybody doing? A lot of people have been asking me to do reviews and things like that on comics. Kid, you always talk about, you got a big list and things like that. But I also want to be respectful to my friends that do reviews, like Blue Goblin. Check out his channel, subscribe as always. And I talked to him and I told him I'm about to get into doing reviews as well. And he said, and I said I wasn't going to do comics on comics that we both read, but because you do such a good job on it. But he said, dude, you can do whatever comics you want. So unfortunately, I'm not going to do comics that came out last week, this week, because he already did a review on that. But I'm going to do reviews on comics that have been out already, but I haven't seen anybody do a review on them yet, so I'm gonna do them. So I have in my hand about six, 5 from Marvel and 1 from DC that I really wanted to talk about. Okay, so sit back, relax, and afterwards I got some news for you as well. Okay, first comic up I want to talk about is JSA number 50, the extra size anniversary issue. Yeah, Mark Guggenheim does a good job at writing this book. Um, Very good job. This was a very good all-star artist cast from George Perez, Freddie Williams the second. I'm not a big fan of Howard Chaykin's artwork, but George Perez and Freddie Williams, I love. They're cool. It takes this book, since it was big, and DC really $4.99. I mean, come on. Anyway, but the book is really good because first and foremost, something happens in this book that gives off a really good vibe for uh, Jay Garrett, as you can see right here. Uh, Jay Garrett now is mayor. He's mayor of the city known as Monument Point. And Jay is basically makes history. He's basically the first active superhero to be mayor. That's how they claim it. And it's kind of cool because other than that, he's going from here to here, doing interviews, doing this, making public appearances and getting ready to be inaugurated as the new mayor. And in the meantime, an enemy from the JSA's past comes back to haunt him. I'm not going to spoil who that is, but let's just say he gives the JSA a run for their money. But Guggenheim does a really good job at writing it, and not bad for the 50th issue of JSA. But I also wanted to show you Alan Scott's new costume, because he doesn't look like this anymore, as you can see. I'm going to open this up real quick to show you his new costume, how he looks now. Okay, let me see. Let's get a good look at it. I get a good picture. It'll be good. Sorry about that, people. I'm trying to find a good picture of the costume. Okay. Alrighty then. I'll just take this picture because it looks the biggest that I can get him in. If you see right there, you can see right there, people, that's his new costume. He looks he looks like a giant human lantern. It's kind of cool, but I will always like his classic one as well. But his new costume is pretty cool as well. But JSA number 50 is really good. If you're a JSA fan, pick it up. If you're collecting it, good. Keep collecting it. I sure am. I've been reading JSA for a long time. Love it. Okay. Now is next pretty much all Marvel. Okay. So the next book on is Silver Surfer, issue number 3 of 5. Greg Pak still doing a great job at writing Surfer. Surfer's still without his powers, still trying to get the Hive Evolutionary to give back his powers. And he is still getting accustomed to being mortal, quote unquote, Norrin Rad again. But he's still doing a good job at it. I can't wait to issue number 4. Issue number 4 will continue where this story left off. It has a very, very good like cliffhanger at the end of it. Like, whoa, the High Evolutionary wants to bring his own balance to the power cosmic, but it's up to Norrin to stop it. But he has kind of a choice to make in this. But Greg Pak is still doing a good job at it, and I suggest you pick this up if you don't mind. And to continue with Pak, I told you I would do a review on this. Herc, armed, dangerous, incredible Herc. Herc is back. This picks up Greg Pak and Fred Van Lint do write on this, and this picks up after the Chaos Wars. Hercules is no longer a demigod. He doesn't have his godlike abilities anymore. And he now has to deal with how he wants to. Does he still want to protect, still want to be the hero that we all know he is? And in the meantime, Herc basically is in Brooklyn. He's in Brooklyn, New York, and he decides he still wants to be a hero. So he has raided the Hall of Ares and has gotten pretty much weapons, ancient weapons like the shield of Perseus or the sword of Hercules and things like that. The arrow of Hercules, the sword of Artemis, and things like that. And he's still going around doing his thing as a hero. Greg Pak does a great job writing strong characters like this. It's a bit dark, but darkness works for Herc. His first battle, quote unquote, major battle without his powers is with an enemy from the Spider-Man universe, which is starting to get around now. But I'm not going to spoil that for you unless you read it already. But Herc number 1, this was really good. I recommend you picking this up, people. You would like it. Very much. If you enjoyed him when he took over the Incredible series after Hulk left it and went to just Hulk, then you're gonna like this as well. Uh, Herc number 2, I'm gonna show you. I mean, I shouldn't spoil it, but what the hell? Greg Pak and Van Lint once again, and the second issue, like I said, leaves off with it. First issue left off with a cliffhanger with a villain from the Spider-Man universe. Well, let me just say this. There you go. As you can see, it's Herc versus the Hobgoblin, new Hobgoblin, Phil Urich, and let's just say Hobby puts Herc, powerless Herc, to the test. Battles him because he works for Kingpin. Herc is in the way of bulldozing like a little restaurant that Herc is staying with the owners at, and he sends Hobby to deal with him. Good fight. At one point, you're looking at it like, man, Herc, you're getting your ass handed to you. You're like, man, come on, Herc. You're like, I know you better than this. But then, over time, Herc, with the more experience than Phil has, starts to get the upper hand. And does he get the upper hand? I'm going to spoil this, guys, for you. Let's just say this. Herc not only destroys his flame sword, but also cuts off his wings. Dead data. So it was really cool to see that. So now it makes you wonder, are they going to continue that where he doesn't have the flame sword no more and his wings are now been cut off by Hercules? Herc has gone on TV to pronounce that he is the protector of Brooklyn, people will be safe. But a lot of people are now like saying, they don't believe that he's really the man, the myth, the real deal. But it also gives the attention of pretty much who the main villain of this series is going to be. Not going to spoil that for you, but check it out. So 2 issues have been out. I can't wait to issue 3, which comes out, I think, this week. Today, I think this week or so. Um, yeah, good stuff. Okay, issue number 4 of the all new, all different Powerman and Iron Fist. Yes, I am reading this. Fred Van Lint writes this issue, and the duo is still trying to solve the crime of who killed a local superhero known as Crime Buster. Uh, the team now is starting to have a little bit of a quote unquote fight. Quote unquote. They're kind of, Victor is not really getting along too much now with uh, Danny in this because of a situation that happened. He believes that Danny is blaming him for letting a key witness get away. So he leaves the group pretty much. The original Power Man comes, Luke Cage comes and talks to him and tells him, stay with him. You're good for Danny. Victor is saying, he didn't push you around when you two worked together, but he's pushing me around. We're supposed to be partners, and Luke tells him, like, me and you are not so different. We grew up by our mother. Our mother pretty much raised us. We didn't really have our fathers around, but you got to look at it. Also look at Danny's perfection. So Luke goes on and tells Victor about how Danny grew up, how he didn't grow up without his parents. He grew up kind of hard. He doesn't really know how sometimes to shed his feelings and things like that. And it leaves off on it leaves off on a cliffhanger. A lot of the books that I'm reviewing leave off on cliffhangers, which leaves off on the last part, which is another limited series. I'm hoping, Marvel, you do the right thing and turn this into an ongoing series, because I'm really starting to like Victor Alvarez, the new Power Man, and of course I've always loved Danny. But I'm really starting to feel his character now. I'm really getting into it, because at first I was like, they're making him like a stereotypical kid from the streets, kid that grew up in the hood, quote unquote, but he's really starting to grow on me now, and I really like it. And I'm hoping you keep Van Lint on, because he's done a great job writing these 2 characters. And hopefully we'll get another Power Man Iron Fist ongoing series. And last book I'm going to review is Moon Knight #1, the Bendis Malavi book. Okay, Bendis has taken Moon Knight kind of not in a bad direction, but kind of in his own viewing of the character. Moon Knight now literally is on the West Coast. He's still an Avenger, but he's on the West Coast. There's a great fight in here with a villain that we haven't seen in a while. Moon Knight is investigating a certain android that we all know and love, pieces of him. But Bendis takes the concept of Moon Knight being crazy to a new level in this. And what I mean by that, quote unquote, Bendis is seeing 3 heroes in this. And if this cover doesn't give off the 3 heroes in this, I don't know what is. But a good start. I'm a fan of Moon Knight. I will continue to read Moon Knight. And if you guys haven't picked it up, or have, tell me what you thought about the first issue. Okay? Okay, so those are the books I was going to review. But I'm going to tell you this. I will be doing comic reviews. Unfortunately, I don't pick my books up on Wednesday. Like usually. I usually get my books Friday. I read them Friday. And then So I will be doing my reviews on Saturday most likely. And since mostly my list, my poll list is really big, mine will probably be more than you know a few things long. But thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews. And Mom Vernon Kid saying peace, one love. Stay tuned. I'm out.